Okay, guys, just want to give you an update. This is the tailgate for my WC6. If you've watched some of my previous videos and pictures, this whole section was crushed in, and basically it looked like somebody had backed into a tree 30 times with the tailgate down. So it was really, really bad. I thought I might have to just cut it off and patch repair it, but um, I clamped it down here to a seat, basically a thick piece of steel, and I got out the torch and I just slowly worked it from the edge. I still got some more work to do, you can see, but I was able to get it flattened out with a lot of work. Now, anytime you have a big accident like that, you know, metal clumps up, it gets stretched. You get metal where you don't want it, but it is mostly straight now. I had an area here where there was a lot of the metal, it was just really compressed, and so flattening it out, that metal, you can see slightly where it's shrunk the edge a bit, but that's okay because it's still original. Now the hat channel here is bent in, and it's got multiple bends, so it no longer really is doing its job. So I am going to make a new hat channel, replace it. The locks, these are the locks. They slide in like this. They slide in like this, and then they bolt in. I was able to remove both of the locks. One of these was bent up. I've already straightened it. You can see slightly where the bend was. But both of these now function. They just need to be cleaned up really good. So they'll go in the electrolysis tank, and that'll save me right there about 150 bucks or more. I think these latches are $150 a piece at either Vintage Power Wagons or Midwest Military. So I was able to save both of those. So I'll get them cleaned up, lubricated. I'll just need the latches, the T-latches and locks, because mine were not salvageable. So for the most part, it is straight. I've got a lot of heat work to still do on it because I've got some oil canning right here. You can see where the metal has been stretched, and so I need to shrink that down. And I got some other little work to do but for the most part, that's where it stands. What I'm going to work on right now is taking out this section of hat channel right here. It's pretty mangled if you get up close and look, and it's kind of limiting my ability to finish straightening out the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and rebuild it, make a new hat channel for it, and put it on there. And then when it's off, I'm going to planish all these little dents and things out of the skin, and I'm going to start doing some heat shrinking on the skin. These are the locks here that I took out of both sides of the skin, and I'm getting ready to drop those in my bucket of muriatic acid for probably the day, and then we'll see where they are from there. There's really no precision parts in here. It's a big thick spring and a bunch of steel, so it's not going to hurt it to go get cleaned up in the acid bucket rather than the electrolysis tank. So alright, so I'm drilling out the spot welds. I've gotten all these on this side out. Sometimes on the rusty metal it's really hard to see where the spot welds are, so I'm using this to pry it up slightly, and you can kind of see the divot right here where it's attached to the metal. So that's where I'm going to start drilling out. Harbor Freight tools. Now, I'm not a fan of Chinese products, period. Well, you know, not because they're Chinese, because they're cheaply made. So, however, for disposable items, you know, if you want to buy things that you only have to use one time or two times, and then it's cheap. Harbor Freight Tools, Northern Tools, those are the sort of places. So they sell these, if you look on the tip there, they're spot weld drill bits. You can get a pack of those, I think 3 of them, for a pretty cheap price, and they do the job. And then, you know, after your project, you can throw them away. But that's what Chinese products are made for. You know, use them once, throw them away. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, so this is the hat channel. If you look at it, you can see how kind of beat up it is, squished in. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new piece. If you look down here, this is why I had to take the hat channel off. So where I've marked this in white, you can see the edge is pushed in, but now we see why, and that's because underneath the hat channel it was crushed there. So I'm going to flatten that out and try to push that back out with some heat. I'm going to break out the torch here. My goal is to flatten out this compressed metal here and push this bottom out and get it even again. Now you probably see me using my claw hammer. This is actually, I have flattened and polished the face of this hammer, and I use it as a planishing hammer. But you can see how I've adjusted the face, how I've ground the face on it. And what this is this hammer actually is to move metal. So let's say I get this flat and I still have a clump of metal here. I can move that metal and push it to another location. And I may need that today, so we'll see. All right, so that's 100% improvement. You can see where I've straightened out most of the edge. I still got some metal work to do. Primarily planishing out those little dents and things. But it's coming. I've got some high areas here along this ridge. That's where the edge of the hat channel was. That's where this all crushed up to. So I have to flip the tailgate over and I'll heat that area and I'll flatten that now. Once I get all of this crush damage flattened back out, then we'll see where the soup canning is and we'll try to take it out. You can kind of see if you look at an angle, you can see how it has a little bit of a bowl in the middle, and so we'll have to straighten that out, but it's coming along. I'm almost out of gas. All right, I guess I'm done.